So today, lads, we're going to be talking about something. And we're going to be talking about something that I find really interesting. And it is about Caitlin Clark and just the way things are being ran with the Fever. And look, just seeing this, I'm like, okay, I have a little bit more faith in Stephanie White as a coach. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that as time goes on in this video. But obviously, before anything, I got an email. I literally conked out at 11 p.m. yesterday. Like, I'm not in the country. I've gone basically the equivalent of down the country. I've flown over to England, like half an hour flight, an hour in a bus to where I am. So it was like 3 hours to get here. But I booked a couple of days away just to get my head right. Let's get my head right. And I fell asleep at 11 p.m. and woke up at 1 p.m. today. So 14 hours sleep was not ideal, but hence why there's been a long gap with our videos. But I feel 100 times better now. And I got this email. I don't know what time I got the email at, but it's been a while. And I've actually been looking for this clip everywhere, and I can't find the origin of the clip. But the email that I got sent was about this video. It was sent to me at like 6 a.m. my time today. You've got this right here. You've got a video. It was from Fly Hippie. So if you guys haven't subscribed to Fly Hippie, go subscribe to him. But it is I got sent this video. I haven't watched the video. I just saw the clip, and I'm going to give my own opinion on it. If I've given similar opinions, I apologize. I hope I don't. I hope I can give my own input on this, but I do think it's a big thing to say. So if you guys looking at the video clip here, like, I'm not going to give cut off any of his video. You can go watch that, and I'm just going to give my opinion. You can see Caitlin Clark in certain parts of a timeout. Like, sometimes your coaches are going to be doing interviews. Sometimes your coaches aren't going to be there, and Caitlin Clark ended up taking over. I guess, and it's not the first time we've seen Caitlin Clark take over in a timeout setting. Like, we saw her when she was injured, when her and Sophie were injured. Caitlin kind of taking over the team, and this isn't the first time we saw it. It's and it's one of those things we've seen her doing this when she's been injured, and now she's doing it when she's on the floor. And for me, I think this is a really big thing. I think this is really, really important when it comes to Caitlin Clark. It's really, really important when it comes to the the Fever in general. Because, look, your point guard a lot of the time is your leader. And look, I don't think Caitlin Clark would make a good head coach. The reason is I don't think I hate to say this, I think she wants to win so badly that it's Kobe-esque. I think she wants to win so badly that she can get very, very annoyed at people around her that maybe don't want to win quite as much. Like, she'll get more annoyed than she should at dumb plays, all of these things. And I'm going to talk about the body language thing in another video. And it's not ideal. It's not ideal, but no human's a perfect human. So, not everyone reacts in the exact way you want them to react in every single situation. So I just think it's funny that it's fans of a player who every time they get hit looks like they want to start a brawl, which, again, I don't even blame that attitude either, are out there saying another player reacts badly to situations. And I'm like, dude, people are humans. These players are humans. Not everyone's going to react in the same way to situations. And at the end of the day, people are humans. But I do think the fact that the team are clearly listening to Caitlin, and even in the little bits of the thing, they don't seem to have that much of an issue, whether it be Aaliyah, whether it be Sophie, whether it be Lexi, because let's be real. She is their point guard. Caitlin's their point guard. And if your point guard, who has the ball in their hands 90% of the time, tells you to do something and you do it, she will give you the ball. You have got one of the least selfish stars in the W. One of the least selfish. And one of the players that wants to win as much as possible knows there's a time to take over and there's a time to pass. As we saw late in the game yesterday, or 2 days ago, we saw her passing the ball. And I'm going to give another breakdown of that. Again, these are all videos other than this one, which I only saw this morning. A lot of my videos related today were meant to have been out yesterday, but I'm sorry, I just conked out. I just conked out and fell asleep instead of uploading them. So you guys will see 10 or 11 videos out today. A lot of stuff that was meant to have been released yesterday. However, for me anyway, this is a really good sign. Not only that Caitlin is stepping up, that she has the trust of her coaching staff to do that, and she has the trust of her teammates. Because at the end of the day, if you are the Fever, you go where Caitlin goes. There's no more excuses now to say, oh, Caitlin needs to do this, Caitlin needs to fit in. No, Caitlin needs to be Caitlin. And this team, even when Caitlin was off the floor against the Liberty, they were killing the Liberty. Why? Because they were pushing the tempo, they were getting quick shots. They were playing the way, if you can play like that, you can stop Caitlin the player, you can't stop Caitlin the system. And that system, when she's off the floor pushing the pace, you cannot last with the Fever. The Fever just have too much. They got too many players that can play with their heads up. They got too many players that make smart decisions with the ball in their hands, like a Sophie Cunningham, like an Aaliyah. I think Lexi, a lot of the time, she's very smart off the ball and doesn't try to do much with the ball in her hands. The only players that I would say do dumb things with the ball in their hands are, I think, Caitlin. And so not Caitlin, I think sometimes Caitlin, in fairness, actually, most of the time it's smart. I think Natasha Howard, she's she is a back to the basket post up big. There's no changing that. That is what Natasha Howard is going to be. And that's what Natasha Howard is going to do realistically. But at the end of the day, I think that the Fever have put themselves in a really, really good situation when they have a real good point guard. And I do feel like the teams, as much as I don't think Steph White's natural coaching style is the ideal fit. But look, we all said this about Christy Sides. The one thing we liked about Christy Sides is that there were times where Christy Sides just went, you know what? I'm not even going to try to coach here. I'm not even going to try to coach. Let the team do what they want. And the team succeeded. And if there are times when Stephanie White's just deciding, you know what, we're going to let Caitlin take over a coach. We're going to let Caitlin make some decisions. I just want to make sure this is during the Liberty game, is it? Dantas, Timpson, no Bonner. Yeah, this is during the Liberty game. So I think that is a huge, huge sign. And I think it's big that the teammates trust her. Because let's be real. I think people, if anyone's like, oh, Natasha Howard doesn't trust Caitlin or Dwana Bonner doesn't trust Caitlin. If I mean this when I say this, if you're a player that does not trust your point guard, get them off the team. It's as simple as that. If you take Caitlin off this team, if you take Caitlin off this team, they are the sky. They are the sun. They are the sparks. Maybe worse if you take Caitlin off this team. If you take Natasha Howard off this team, they're still probably a 3-4 seed. If you take Dwana Bonner off this team, as we saw, they still beat the Liberty. If you can take any other player off this team other than Ali, like if you take Caitlin off this team, they become one of the 3 worst teams in the W. I think if you take Aaliyah off this team, I think they struggle to make the playoffs. But if you take any other player off this team, they're still a top 5 team. So I think if any of the players that have that much of an impact or have a problem with one of the 3 best players in the league trying to orchestrate the offense because she has the ball in her hands and she can see things, she's trying to put you in a position to score. If any players do have a problem with that, just get rid of them. It's as simple as that. Just get rid of them. So anyway, yeah, that is the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And I do think, obviously, Stephanie White is the coach. Like, she's the head coach. She's going to call them most things. I do think the coaching staff giving Caitlin Clark the trust to occasionally take over at a timeout is huge. And it's extremely important. And it's really good. It's a really good thing for the Fever. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Are you guys saying, oh, Caitlin shouldn't be doing that? Or are you guys like, yeah, you know what? Let her, because it helps. I am definitely in the latter. I'm the camp of the latter. Anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.